right, so yesterday we solved systems by doing what? What did we do when we solved systems? Yeah, we had to put it in slope-intercept form, but then what did we do? We graphed them, yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing today. We're going to graph them, but I'm going to show you how to do it with your graphing calculator. Kind of nice, huh? All right, so in number 1, are both of my equations in slope-intercept form? Yeah. Yes. All right. So first thing I want to do before I even do anything on the calculator, I'm going to plot my y-intercepts. So my top one is at -3. My top one is at, or my bottom one is at 2. Okay, so I have my 2 y-intercepts. Right? Alright, so now we're going to hit, well, let's reset our calculators first. So second, plus side, 7, 1, 2. It should come up that your RAM is cleared. Everybody's RAM is cleared? Second, plus side, 7, 1, 2. Got it? Alright, so now we're going to go to y equals, and your y equals should be cleared up, right? Alright, so we're going to enter our top one into y1. So we're going to enter our 2. Remember, your x is right next to your alpha key. So 2x minus 3. Everybody's got that entered? Make sure you're using your minus key over here if it's a minus sign. Okay, if it's a negative number, using your negative sign down here underneath your 3. So we got to be careful with that, because otherwise it's going to give you some errors in your calculator. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So now use your arrow button to go down to y2. Okay. Y2 is negative 3x. So this is where you're using your negative sign. Negative 3x plus 2. Everybody has that in their calculator. Yes? No? Kind of? Alright, hit graph. And it should give you the graph of your lines, yes? Yeah. Alright, but is it kind of hard to see where they intersect? Yeah. Because remember, our solution is where they intersect, right? Alright, so to find our intersection point, we are going to hit, and it tells you all of these steps are on page 6. Alright, so we have to hit second, trace. Which one of these is my trace button? Because I can't read them.
The one right next to graph.
So this one is my trace button?
Yeah.
Okay, so above it you see Calc, right? And we want to calculate something. We want to calculate our intersection. So we're going to hit second and trace. And what are we looking for? We're looking for our intersection, so we're going to hit 5. Now, this says first curve. Okay, and what that's asking for is what was the first line that you entered. And my point is on that first line, so I can hit enter. Second curve was my second line, so I can hit enter. And then it wants us to make a guess. And when I make a guess, I use my over key, usually to try to get close to where my intersection point is. And I hit enter. What does it tell you that your intersection point is? 1, -1. So we're going to put our point 1, -1 down as our solution. Okay, now you still have to graph these. So remember we graphed our y-intercepts, right? Okay, and now I'm going to put a point where my intersection point is. So my 1, -1 is my intersection point. And now I can use those 3 points to draw my 2 lines. Because these 2 points make a line. So I can draw my line through those 2 points. And then these 2 points make a line. And I can draw my line through those people. That makes things a little bit easier, huh? Once we figure out all the buttons to push. Some people like to do these by hand instead. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes you end up getting like decimals for your answers, and that's where you kind of have to use your calculator. All right, so we're going to talk about how to put fractions into our calculator. So on number 2, so we got to go back to our y equals, and we're going to clear out our 2 equations. We're just going to go to y1, hit clear, go down to y2 and hit clear. Back at y equals. Yeah, everybody's got theirs. Those aren't the same problem as what's in the book. Everybody remember taking out some from the back side of page 3? That's not the same problem. All right, so we need to enter in a fraction. Anytime on these graphing calculators you are entering in a fraction, it needs to go in parentheses. Okay? So that negative 5/3 x. So I got to go parentheses, negative 5, and then we use the divide by sign. Negative 5 divided by 3 parentheses. So my fraction is in parentheses. And then x plus 1. Everybody's looks like that? Okay, then we're going to go down. And we've got parentheses, negative 1/3. So negative 1 divided by 3. X, what, minus 3? It looks like that. All right, let's plot our x and y-intercept, or our y-intercept. So on the top one, my y-intercept is 1. Bottom one, my y-intercept is negative 3. All right, so we hit graph. Okay, take a look at it. Do they intersect? So that's good. What happens if they don't intersect? What happens if they're parallel lines? What would I write? No solution, but you still have to graph them. Okay? What happens if it looks like there's just one line there? There you go, infinitely real solutions. All right. So now if I want to find my solution, I hit
second trace 5.
second trace 5, and then it's enter 3 times. Enter, enter, enter. And in order for you to have your answer, it's got to say intersection right here. Okay, remember if it says first curve, second curve, or guess, you got to hit enter again. So it says intersection. Where's my intersection? 3, negative 4. So I'm going to find 3, negative 4. I'm going to connect these two. And I'm going to connect these two. So far, so good? All right, I want to do at least one more where I'm not in my intercept form. Okay? So on my top one, in order to enter this into my calculator, what am I going to have to do? All right, so my first step on the top one is minus 5x, yep. So my top equation is going to be y equals, there you go, negative 5x plus 4. On my bottom one, what's my first step? Subtract my x. Now here's the kicker. I got negative y equals negative x plus 2. What do I have to do? There you go. Divide by negative 1. I have y equals positive x minus 2. Good. So top one, point at 4. Bottom one, point at negative 2. And then go back to your y equals. top equation, negative 5x plus 4. Bottom equation is x minus 2. Got it in there? All right, good graph. Do they intersect? All right, so that's always the first thing that you want to check. Does it intersect? So second, trace 5, enter, enter, enter. Where do they intersect? 1, negative 1. Did we already have one that was 1, negative 1?
Yeah.
All right, so 1, negative 1. And then next. And that's about it. Think we can handle it? I think so too. I kind of like doing them this way, don't you? Kind of, sort of. If you want to do them by hand.